Hello and welcome to episode 3 of 808s and Mates. We have a lot of people in the room today, so getting this set up was pretty difficult. We've got a lot of large men, a lot of large personalities in the room. And before we get into things, we just want to thank Karpacki again for everything they've done for us up until this point in time. We know you kids have a 12-pack on your Christmas wish list. And hopefully by the end of the show, one of the main men from the Karpacki headquarters up in the sky is going to get onto us and give us the money that we've been looking for, and the organic followers, which we're still waiting on. We haven't seen a thing of that. But I'm delighted to announce we have the Row Poets in with us today.
Hi, Mom.
Newly formed hip hop collective from the south side of Dublin.
Except a couple of boys
and Wicklow as well, unfortunately. But yeah, they're coming in 2018 with a more of an old school style, I would say, but with a refreshing twist on it. They bring a lot of different influences to the fore, and they all have their own rapping style too, which is cool. So first of all, how are you guys? And when you can, everybody introduce yourself all the way down. I want to hear the life stories.
The life stories, huh? We're good. I'm Johnny Welfare, I guess.
You on welfare?
No, I'm actually not. I haven't been on the dole for years.
The chap has a job.
It's from The Simpsons. It's from working
Fried
Nando's.
chicken, baby.
Big up the chicken, man.
Big up the Nandan. Big up
Big
the
up the
Nandan.
Nandan. Yeah, I guess I'm 27, producer from Dublin, born and raised. I make most of the beats for us. I used to make techno, but it was shy. And then I got into making all that lo-fi hip-hop, like the live stream stuff, and just ended up with a load of beats that I was never doing anything with, just putting up on SoundCloud for like 10 plays. So just random people. And then I'm in college with, or at least being in college with most of these boys. So we just kind of got together and I was like spit on the beats.
When did you get together?
Last summer.
This summer, yeah.
Yeah, summer just gone, yeah.
I was in New York for most of it now, but even before that we kind of started looking around.
We had that radio show at the start of the summer, and that's when I think we started taking shit seriously.
Yeah.
We were like,
RT
making a few tunes.
We were always making tunes in the sitting room.
Shout out to FSL for
I
that.
think Bazzy moving into a gaff in Dean's Grange also had a big effect on it, because
It did,
we were all
yeah.
hanging out in college all at the same time, but we didn't really have like a centre, a place that we were always there. Now we're always in Bazzy's gaff, like the equipment's there, the beats are there. We're hanging out, smoking joints, drinking cans of Karpacki. It was just natural that we'd start making tunes.
I'd say if you spoke to Bazzy's roommates, they probably would.
Shout out to all of them.
Say big up the captain.
Next door neighbours.
I mean,
the next door neighbours are chill as
this
fuck,
is
though.
crazy promotion we're giving Karpacki.
I've been on
ridiculous.
this. I've been on
Man, I want a Karpacki tracksuit. That's all I'm looking for.
Car trackies.
Those organic followers are gonna come like.
Oh,
If you look on the back of the
baby.
can here, they have an address, but I checked them up on all the socials. They've got no socials.
Yeah, I checked that as well.
Karpacki, if you are watching
that's
us,
where we
get in touch.
Oh, I did a bit of research recently, right?
long.
Guys, there's a rare can of Karpacki Black, right? And it's like a really high percentage. And I was looking, there's this guy who does beer reviews on YouTube, and he'll like sit there for like 10 to 12 minutes drinking a can and talking about what it tastes like, whatever. And he does the Karpacki Black one, and for the whole thing he's like, it's Scottish dude, he's like, it's kind of like a roast dinner.
I've seen that. It's fucking
I commented on it, and he like liked and replied and everything.
That's what Guinness is like at the end of the day. The amount of iron in it, like.
I was actually thinking we should do, just as a spoof on our YouTube page, just like a review of Karpacki. It's like really lame, one of us sitting there just like
Lovely
a
can.
lot of barley notes.
Yeah.
It is
That's
also
the
pronounced
synonym.
Karpatska.
Karpatski.
Guys, can we introduce from Johnny Welfare down? We've gotten sidetracked. Who's the man to the right of Johnny Welfare?
So I'm Smokey. I will not take this fucking hat off. Not I hope. I don't take it off at funerals. I won't take it off now.
Came from a funeral today.
And I literally wore it backwards, in fact. So. Yeah, I'm Smokey. I'm a member of the Row Poets. I've been rapping since about 14, I think my earliest influences were kind of Biggie, Tupac, your standards, you know what I mean? And then one day, I swear down, like, when I'm lying on my bed, I'm like 15 years old, and I'm listening to Nas Memory Lane. You know, at the start of that, he's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, Big Nas. Or I probably thought to myself, who is this dickhead? I was like, who is this guy?
That could be you.
Yeah, oh no, it could be me, right? And next thing, he just went in for that, and I was like, oh my god, a whole new world has been opened. And then it kind of like led on to like the Dublin hip hop and stuff, because I mean, I think around that time, the Ireland's Rappers documentary dropped. They made fucking Class look like a joke. They made Class A's like
Fuck
superstars. Yeah, fuck RT indeed. Apart from Pulse though.
Apart from Pat Kenny as well. What a man.
Pat
What a
Kenny's
man.
a good lad. But
Exceptions,
yeah, I started that kind of started off like a love for like working class and stuff like that. What? And then I don't know, just kind of been going from there.
So, were your first writings, like the first lyrics you put on a page, were they based around that style?
They were kind of around that style. Kind of, I'm from a council estate and it's shit, and this happens and that happens, and like, yeah, the style has grown a bit more from now. I've kind of. I thought about beer now. Beer makes everything better. No, but I mean, like, it used to be like that all the time.
Right.
Whereas, like, the more I kind of started listening to more abstract hip hop, more like, say, maybe like a little bit like Absol or even Kendrick or something like that, my broadens and topics started to broaden a little bit. We said that sentence.
It was more about like yourself as opposed to the things around you.
Yeah, a bit of 50-50.
Cool.
If I could throw 20 things into a verse, I'll do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck off. I'll make that jigsaw puzzle fit, like, I don't care. If I have to cut parts out, I will, like.
And did you have any output before joining up with these boys, like, or?
Like, here and there, I think people always knew me around kind of
face to face.
yeah, around like Ballybratton, Dunleary and stuff for like rapping, but like there was nothing really up, you know what I mean? And then kind of started off with the two of us.
We put a tune out last year, and
Yeah.
I think I checked the other day, like 80 people listened to it.
Does this one have a music video, is it?
No, we did, what was it? It was
That's
called,
sucking drugs.
it's called Pinky in the Brain.
Oh yeah, we were watching that.
Yeah.
I think I was 43 of those 80 views.
Yeah.
Blaring on the way to school.
Sick.
I mean, we did have that video as well. We did like
yeah.
did
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
beatbox
on
video. We
Facebook,
got like
like,
8,000 views, and we were like, holy Christ,
Yeah.
8,000.
Yeah, but that came out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
you also kept tagging people forever on that Facebook.
Man,
Exactly.
man, that's because people keep asking me. People keep asking me.
I'm not
keep being
hating,
like,
I'm not
bro, here, what have you got up? And I wouldn't have anything up, and the only thing I could think of was that video.
Yeah.
And I tag people in it. And then
Oh, that's the
I'd-
one where I beatboxed in, yeah.
Yeah, then I'll have a, what's her name? Laura Darcy from Brady, and like, oh look, you tag someone again, like, Laura, shut up.
The thread underneath that
yeah,
video.
well, no,
Do you-
it's
do you-
promotion.
These, like, collectively, obviously, you've all got your own musical backgrounds. A lot of you produce, and a lot of you were rapping already.
Yeah.
You're saying you released songs by yourself originally before Wrote Poets.
Yeah.
Did any of the rest of you do the same thing, like release any other kind of music other than...
I was making tunes for quite a while. Like, I think I started writing raps when I was 10.
Right.
Started writing music when I was like 4 or 5. But like when I was 10, like when I was 13, I put out a song called King of My Hood.
Yeah.
I was using American accent and everything.
No.
It was
Is this it? Is this
no,
the
no,
line?
back. Look, every Irish rapper, they go through a phase of rapping in an American accent. They always go through it at
Okay,
first.
right,
You know
right,
what I mean? Like,
Is there any standout lyrics from it?
I can't even remember.
Murray, is this
But
online?
then too, Jesus Christ.
Were you called Murray back then as well?
No.
Keep an eye on our
What were you
YouTube
called?
page.
I think I called myself Cute Ice.
So
YouTube.
are you still Cute Ice? Are you still Cute Ice? Just got to clear.
Murray,
It's
Murray.
Murray. Right.
One, Murray Krishna, fucking. But then yeah, I think I was fucking 15 and I recorded a song called Jump to the Mic.
What a banger.
And it was a classic in fairness. Everyone
It was like,
it
it was an
did the
instant
round, did the
banger.
rounds in the Dunleary area. It got up to about 15,000 views and listens collectively between SoundCloud. It had 2 uploads. Originally I recorded it on this little tiny fucking 8-track recorder in my bedroom. That got 7,000 views. But originally I was doing it with my mate Jay, and he's like my kind of counterpart from way back. We started kind of recording stuff together, and I wrote the song, left a space for a verse from him. So then I sent it to your man, and he uploads it anyway. I was like, no, wait for Jay's verse. But your man who was uploading onto his YouTube channel just uploaded anyway. So like, it's me rapping a chorus. Then there's a 16 bar with nothing going on, and then a chorus. But that got 8,000 views on YouTube, and people were like, yeah, no, the break in the song, it's good. It just goes on way too long.
Everyone's rapping their own verses in
But
there.
like at that stage, like I pretty much developed a name for myself, like around the circuit in Dun area as an MC. But it was kind of hard. A lot of people wouldn't take it seriously, and I'd be going to sessions. People were like, "Oh, Murray, spit a verse," and it's like that's like asking a comedian to tell a joke. I'm rap when I want to rap. You know what I mean? Like, and people, you know, it was different. So I made a few other tunes. They were called like Smoke to This One. I made a tune called Green Nation. Pure Republican IRA tune. Literally, you could imagine me wearing a balaclava.
The basement tapes, like.
But basically, it just like I was kind of like grand, and then my style kind of started getting influenced because like when I was writing that music, I was listening to the like Dre, Eminem, that kind of stuff, and I don't really fuck with that shit anymore. And I was kind of listening back to it, and I just decided to completely reinvent myself as an artist. Because I am a serious artist, and I write about serious stuff. Like my lyrics have to mean something, and that kind of whole scene that I was doing was literally that cheeky little kid who's about to do his junior cert, sitting in the field drinking Dutch Gold, giving the middle finger to society. So I just, regrettably, I took it all down.
Still authentic to
authentic.
Murray at that time.
I regret it now though, because the tunes had a lot of views, and just for sentimental value, I still wish they were still there, because like I was a kid after all, you know. But like I'm very much the kind of artist who like fucking just throw it all away, rebuild, start fresh over.
Cool,
like, you know.
And what sort of rappers do you like now, as opposed to joining Eminem?
Old school like is always to me the best. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I don't listen to it as much as I used to. Like I love the new school shit, and for years and years and years, it took me a while to get into trap. A lot longer than most people. I was like, I would just completely disregard it. It's like, no, it's all bullshit. It's all whack. When I started listening, there's actually good modern trap out there. But it's just, you know, it's not that mumble rap. Like Freddie Gibbs, very good. Kendrick, you know, standard enough. Like, but I still think, for how far Kendrick is going today, and his style, like it is authentic, real hip hop. Like he's not the best in the world. I think he's real good, but for how far he's gotten with real hip hop in a world full of shite, I gotta give him much love for that. You know what I mean?
I think as well, there's always the thing like the old school hip hop is just not so much done these days, and there's only so much old school hip hop. You can only listen to it so many times before you just like. You will naturally move on to other styles. I think if you're only listening to old school hip hop or new school hip hop, like you're doing it wrong.
Your style definitely leans more towards 90s, so probably
Yes,
production
that's
wise.
what
Anyway,
definitely
like,
does.
Personally speaking, where I'd like to go is like have like the fusion of like the old school kind of more lyric style from like say the 90s, and try and fuse that with the boom bap, but with also like the new school kind of beats, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where do your tastes lie, Bazzy?
Huh?
Where do your tastes lie personally?
An introduction there.
Yeah, bit of an for the book and that man.
Grandmaster Baz.
Welcome Bazzy.
Cheers, folks. I don't know, I love music, like I don't know, I listen to a lot of weird shit. Really, I was saying Murray, like a bit of Dre and all back in the day, Eminem, 50 Cent.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, not as much though, like
Earl Sweatshirt.
Earl Sweatshirt, yeah. Doris, I think, was like when I started taking rap seriously. I was in Greece for like 2 weeks by myself. I was just listening to Doris on repeat. Particularly, you know,
Yeah.
That
was
and,
like 5 years ago now.
yeah. I just started writing a few verses, and I just like that. I think that's when I was like, I just want to do fucking music, like. And then started like with Max and the boys, like they were really into Kendrick, so they got me into the whole black hippie stuff. And then Absol, I got real into Absol. I thought Absol was gonna be like the best rapper ever.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what the fuck happened to Absol.
He told me.
No disrespect, I love Absol, but
Black lip
kind of dropped
bastard.
off. Yeah.
I think when you hear a lot of the newer sound, like you guys said, it's our sound is like a merging of the old and the newer sounds. I make mostly like old school, and any of the newer influences like comes from Murray and Bazzy. I think it works well because like as I was saying, boom bap is kind of done to death, so it's nice to have a fresher take on it that comes with it.
You're also rapping in Irish accents, so it's not something people hear a lot of.
Like it's
as
it
opposed
is.
to-
It is to its core. Like authentic, which is the best part.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't. I don't know. You can look
I
at
think
a
the
lot of-
Irish accent is just a bit alien over a hip hop beat to most people,
is.
even
And
to
I think-
Irish people.
But like then again, like it is translating overseas, like with Kojak going to like the tour in UK. Like it is getting.
that's it.
It's definitely.
At the same time, right?
Like-
well, not to take away from what Kojak has done, like he's not exactly like
He's not
popping overseas. You know, like he's not doing
Yeah.
I
UK
think it's
tours.
still
He's
the whole
got
hip-
doing
Well, he's just on a UK tour. Right?
Yeah, okay, like a 4-day UK tour. No offense to Kojak, it's not. You know what I mean. It's not like. Think of like an Irish band.
Well, it's not like MCD standard of booking,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
at the
that's
same
what
time,
I mean. It's great that it's growing and there's like starting to be a market, but where it really, it's a double-edged sword because it's so authentic, and it's so like nice for Irish people to hear someone that they can identify with up on the mic. Hear someone that sounds like them,
Yeah.
that looks like
Too
them.
right.
But unfortunately, when you bring that over to an audience from another country, they just have no fucking idea what we're saying. And that's
Yeah.
and that's
Relatability,
that's it.
that's
Like they
it.
don't they like the sound of it and the lilt of it and that, but they actually have no idea what we're saying.
It's the same as grime though. Like that took ages to
Yeah, that's
like get
true.
going
Yeah,
over
Yeah,
there.
because a lot of
And
the
people don't-
a lot of the phraseology and a lot of the things that are now common to grime, like the things the guys say, are things that we've only learned from grime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
They don't have
Irish
that
culture is
community here,
Irish
like-
culture is quite rich. So there's like a lot of stuff that just
But
Irish
that's-
people
that's the
will
thing, it's
understand.
like-
Same
why,
as grime, like.
why, if there's such a strong culture or whatever, why can't it cross over into the music?
I think
as
it
well?
can, like-
Well,
It
yeah,
can,
I'll make this point here and sorry for introduce ourselves.
Yeah, but the man in the cap is back there.
We're
what's
sitting in the
going
back
on?
for 2 minutes, right? But what I feel about what we want to achieve, I remember we sat together at like the start of the summer, right? Or maybe it was the end. We drew up this triangle, right? And what
Oh,
we
yeah,
had was
yeah.
we had like Kojak and what he's about. We'd work in class what they were about, and then forget who else we had.
Versatile was on the
Versatile, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is, because we're looking at Irish hip hop now, like it's only starting to go overseas, but the problem is that we still haven't made a foothold in the rest of the world. We haven't had a renaissance. It's like if you go over to London or something like that, they still talk about old school London hip hop. America is
Even
the same.
Ocean Wisdom and stuff
That's,
like
that's
that.
what I mean.
Jesus.
We don't have that, you know. So
Yeah.
we want to be that pretty much, and that's what we're aiming to do. And the problem is, because although we want to do that, you look at scenes like this, everybody's helping each other to a certain degree, whereas I feel Dublin hip hop, everything works in cliques, and that's not the way it should be.
clickiest scene I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
like no disrespect to any other label or anything like that, but majority of people that you go to and you act serious about that sort of thing, they will turn you away 9 times out of 10 because they feel like you're just a joker or you don't suit with their style, and that's something that I had to put up with for so long, and I'd say many people at this table probably had to put up with as well.
I've
You know
witnessed
what I
a
mean?
very recurring attitude in the Irish hip hop scene where people would be under the impression like, I'm not going to support anyone.
Exactly.
Why should I? But they
Exactly.
should all support me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How the fuck are we supposed to
and
move
you know what,
forward if we're not going to move together?
It boils down a lot to simple like jealousy and fear
Mm.
of them being the bigger person in the scene than they are. It's like
Yeah.
it's such a fresh scene and there's so much opportunity there for someone to grab in and take hold that they're just everyone wants to be the biggest person because
I think
there's
it's
so-
deeper
there's so
than
much
that.
ground to
I
cover.
think it's a little deeper than that. I think it's deep rooted in the Irish psyche. I love Ireland. I love Irish people. We're some of the greatest people on the world. But
Yeah.
there's this sort of natural resentment that's just like built
Towards
into us
success.
Yeah.
towards people that
Yeah.
are successful. You
Yeah.
know, and it's like that fucking bastard. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's like it's meant in good spirits, but it seeps into the psyche in ways that you don't even think about
Yeah,
like
you're right.
on like a conscious level. But there
That's
is that.
society and culture almost.
Yeah,
It's not. That's
it's
not
like Irish
something
people
that is.
don't see other Irish people.
But that's
succeed.
literally embedded in the culture.
I know.
Taking that into account,
Slagging
how do you
culture.
think
Yeah.
overall the EP has been received? Like it's fresh or whatever, and
Have people
Um,
reached out?
it's not a lot of time has elapsed since its release. But how has
Yeah.
it been received? Like,
Yeah, wait. Poila, do you want to take this?
Yeah, we.
Yeah.
In our
come here, come here,
in
Get
our,
closer
in
to
our
the mic.
circles.
come here, come here, come here.
Closer
Come
to the
right in,
mic.
come right in here.
Introduce yourself, man.
Introduce yourself.
Me.
Yeah.
Well, I thought there was a question, but yeah, right.
Introduce
Answer
yourself.
the question.
Two questions.
First, right.
Who are you, bro?
I'm Dylan Pyler. The lads know me from Wicklow.
The Rastafari.
Otherwise known as Little Dublin. Just been writing lyrics for a long time, like since I first heard of Mortal Technique and met these crazy bastards. sometime maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and saw what they were doing, especially Mari and Smokey and Tim. Just like inspired me, so I was like, these guys are class. I'm just gonna jump on the bandwagon. So I'm just like in the shadows, just loving life.
Tyler's just along for the ride.
Happy to be here. Like,
dropping some verses all this time.
oh yeah, most definitely. And I try to keep it conscious anytime that I can. I feel like I have something to say or tell people something that I think is maybe not right or what could be changed. But hey, people probably don't agree with me. I don't even agree with myself. I try. What was the question again?
Yeah,
I
come
didn't
back
look
on
at
the
it.
reaction.
About how well has the EP been
It was
received?
received very well, considering one, it was recorded in a sitting room with like 7 other people sitting around. In Dunleary and a local area, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
We'd like it to go to, New York and then vibe with it, but we're realistic at the same time. The production is off the wall.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
very clean.
So that's
Absolutely.
the backbone of it all, to be honest.
How much was the Nina Simone sample?
How much was the Nina Simone?
Yeah, how much you pay for it?
You really gonna
can't disclose
corner
that
me about
information.
samples?
I put it this way. It didn't make a dent on my wallet. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you no more. Me and Nina go way back. Way back. We got it.
Sold our first 25.
I don't want to talk about samples anymore. That's all it is.
Honestly, the EP was received well.
It did way better than I ever thought.
I
Way
think
better.
in a very local sense.
And the gig as well, I think,
Yeah.
kind of.
How did
It's the cherry on the cake, like, yeah.
Where was the
It was in a
The gig was in one
Gaff
around
in
Kilternan.
Give them a shout out there.
Yeah, that's
Big up Homegrown.
Homegrown Collective.
Homegrown
That's
Collective.
Jack O'Malley,
Jack and Reggie.
Reggie, Rizard.
Malin, shout outs to Malin.
Yeah, it was a private venue, like big old gaff, but like they basically got the living room and there's like a naturally raised part of the living room.
Yeah, like the
That
sitting
was
room
the
is
main
like
stage.
So it was
sitting room's like here, and then there's
crazy.
another part which is like here, which
We
is the stage.
We didn't
So
do a
it's-
head count, but I'd say it was somewhere between 50 and 80 people. And
Yeah,
like,
so
Freddie,
sounds
it
about
filled
right.
the gaff. Like
They
there
knew
was
the
people
words.
climbing up on the
They
table.
knew the
people
words
climbing
to
up
our
on the-
song.
Man,
Yeah,
they
man.
sang
Yeah,
Carpacki
yeah.
with us, like
Yeah,
it was
sick.
crazy.
Yeah,
I think that's if I could give like some examples of like what I think is good about like the reception of it is that people that we don't know have been messaging us and like saying that it's good, and then also
Got 9 or 9.
I heard that.
Big up Sharky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
how
been
about that, actually?
top 10 best Irish acts
Yeah.
to hear this week, you know. So
Yeah.
that was pretty
And
nice
The
recognition.
best
We're
song, Carpacki, I think it was.
Yeah, that was the
Top
single
10
that we had
song.
just
Oh, yeah.
released then
Yeah.
at the time. He's also going to be fucking, what do you call it? We've got a gig coming up on the 7th, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Lighthouse.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Lighthouse
Don't worry
Dunleary,
about
December
it.
7th, Friday. Fucking yeah, we're gonna be headlining the house and we're gonna fucking tear the roof off.
And my dad might be there, and he's a Dublin
Yeah.
bus driver. So if you recognise it and knows that you might make it, let you on for free.
Come down to the gig.
It actually is
free
real.
for the rest of
That's
your
no lie. Like
Yeah, Niall's gonna be doing. He's gonna be putting the gig up on his site for that as well.
That's
To promote
cool.
it as
And
well.
an actor recognised you as well.
John
like-
Connor from
John
Love
Connors,
Hate,
yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Mari's like I can die happy now.
Full on, man.
Recognition.
we're all sitting together, urging together after that. Like
Oh, yeah, big ups John Connor.
Did he tweet?
I'm
you?
just-
Hugh Cooney
personally,
as well,
I'm
the
glad
comedian,
Hugh
follows us.
Cooney as
Hugh
well.
Cooney follows us as
He's
well.
a madman.
Yeah, he's fucking
Utter
dead. We love
madman.
him, man.
I'm glad to finally get some stuff out, man.
Yeah.
me too, man.
Like we've been making. Well, I've been making music
Car
for about
splashy.
2 or 3 years, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm making music, and there's like other people putting stuff out, and you know it's getting a bit of reception. Or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
You're just sitting here like, yeah.
Did you like record a load of tracks for this mixtape, or was it just
Yeah,
like,
about eight. He made, actually, no, we made
Basically,
about
what
10.
happened was we
Monday
had a
and
module.
Tuesday.
We had a module in college, and one of the
Music
options
business.
was to set up a record label. So we're like,
And he just said it as a throwaway thing. He was like, you can do an essay, or you can, set up an event, or
Podcast.
do you know what? I guess you can start a record label as well. And we just made like one tune.
I think we asked him.
The
We were
day
like, I was
before.
like, can you set up a record label? He's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Go for it.
and I just turned around. No, he said it, and I just turned around to these two, and I was like, let's go. So that kind of gave us the push because I think honestly without it, I don't know if we would have actually gotten to
genuinely.
because there was a deadline. Like we had to give progress presentations and all this stuff. So
we're flaky
like
as fuck.
I don't think we would have done all the work in the same amount of time.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
as
before
well.
that, man, you'd plan to do a song in 2 hours, and it would be 10 hours. But it would be like, do a verse twice, alright, can break, we'll smoke a joint, we'll try it one more time, that didn't go to it, alright, 2 more cans,
And I lean-
we're having, do you know what I mean?
I was leaning on
Like it just be that repetitive cycle then, you know, and then at 10 o'clock at night, you started at 12, in the morning, keep in mind, right, you finally had a half decent product, whereas now we were just like, alright, actually, you know what, no, we can't drink before we rap, the delivery has to be on point, like, you know what I mean?
A can or two.
I
Yeah,
was
a can or
saying,
two is
a
grand.
can or two is grand. I'm talking like 6 cans and a half a show. Like,
I was leaning on these
We were
guys.
doing
a grand of ketamine in there while about it. Hasn't even done his first 4 bars.
Absolutely disgraceful, Harry.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I don't know what we're talking about.
I was leaning on these guys heavy. You know, I'm rootless when it comes to having the right take
Ruthless.
and doing it well.
That's an understatement.
Seriously.
Understatement.
No, but seriously, I'm absolutely rootless with it because if it's not right, it's not right, and
That's the best way to be as well,
Yeah, I
though, at
think
the end of the day.
I think it was good. I think it really pushed it forward. Like, cause there's that temptation when you're a bunch of lads, especially when there's 5 lads. Like you're a session basically. You're kind of like a mobile session. Yeah. So it takes yeah, but you are though. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Get the 5 piece in the room. Someone's like, let's go some cans.
We get in
Let's get some cans. Let's fucking have some drinks and
The creative process is all based around Karpaki at the end of the day.
In a sense. In a sense.
To a degree.
And like, as we were saying on a more serious note, guys, like, it's what we were saying about authenticity and translating Irish culture into rap.
That's where Polish lager comes in, you know.
Exactly.
in a package that can be consumable for people universally. Like, do you think now the meaning of authenticity in hip hop has shifted from back in the day when it was, you know, all about being real, whereas now it's like you can be really good at recreating a sound, or you can be really good at, say, if someone's mad into the new school stuff, or if someone puts on an American accent, or any of this stuff is like all contributes towards someone's musical style, and it doesn't take away from the overall package. But do you think there is a shifted meaning in that? Okay, is this guy real? Is this true? What is
Well,
this?
I think like authenticity back in the 90s, for example, would have been a lot about like
Keeping it
gangster rap or whatever, you know. It was like the studio gangsters and then the gangsters who could actually spit or whatever. Like, I'm not a fucking gangster. Like, I like broad smoke myself personally. But like authenticity is just like, in my opinion, it's like if you're doing what you're saying in the song, that's authentic. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, do you know what I mean? But if you're there like,
It really it depends what approach you
artistic
take.
license says that you don't have to be doing
Like,
what
it
you're
depends
saying,
what approach you're
I
taking.
have a
Like,
lot to say about
if
this.
you're trying to tell,
me
if you're
too.
trying to tell an audience, I am this, I am that. If you're trying to act like that in real life, then you have to be authentic about it. But you can make
You can make an
There's
alias,
no
like a different
rules
name.
about how you
course,
or what
yeah.
you can make.
we
a
watched
song
a
about,
documentary
you
in
know?
college, man. There was these 2 fellas from Scotland.
Syllable
and Brains, they're called, and they nearly got signed to like a huge record label.
But they did get
Universal,
signed.
man.
They
They did get signed.
They got loads of money
But-
as well.
The whole premise is they pretended to be from California.
They said they were
Like, they
Californian.
literally
Like,
lived
with a Scottish
the
accent.
Like, they
lives.
tell their
No,
managers, the labels,
they
everyone.
had
They
like
literally
merch.
like they were like 2 Scottish fellas.
No,
Like,
they
fucking-
wouldn't even tell the people they were working with that they were Scottish. We're going balls deep into the label.
Like, they were
pretending
writing
to be
birds.
from California.
Yeah.
Like,
and talking in an American accent.
they
like.
never broke character.
And then it eventually
That becomes more of a parody act. So, like,
No,
you know,
no,
no,
one
it
knew.
wasn't.
No
It was
one
a
knew.
hoax.
Because
what
they
happened
went down.
was they were ringing up all these record labels in London. Came down from Glasgow or wherever the fuck they were, right? And they were like, yeah,
Glasgow, yeah.
we're,
get
we're
laughed
two
out of the place.
we're 2 rappers, like, we're trying to put on a show, and they heard the Scottish accent and they were just like, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then one day they were like, oh, I'm just gonna put on an American accent and see what happens. And then they rang them up and they were like, yeah, we're 2 rappers, we're from California. And then the guys on the other line were like, oh yeah, can you send us on your stuff? Yeah, please. Yeah, cool. And then they were like, let's try that again. And then they did it again and they got another good response and they were like, oh I'm just gonna
But it
fucking
didn't
pretend
end
to be
up-
from California.
It didn't
And they
end up
got
too
so
good for them.
deep into it, man, that it was literally they were getting to the point of like
No return.
they didn't know who they were anymore.
Like where they have to go
How,
tour in the
how,
US.
how does that translate into the question of whether or not that is
Like, I'm
viewed
not
as
gonna
like that's
fucking-
it? They got successful, but
Yeah.
They were nearly there, and then because they didn't stay authentic, they were literally being literally being somebody else. It just fucked it up for them.
Smoke.
Even though they were good, like the music was good, the bars were good, and everything.
Yeah, of course.
But like,
You stay true to yourself, like you do you, and then there comes a crossroads or a junction where you could be like, okay, we could do this and whatever, make X, Y, and Z, or I could be myself.
It could be authentic to you to put on a character like in your rap.
Have you heard of this new subgenre called art rap?
No.
Art rap. There's like it just sounds like hip hop. There's nothing about the music that you would listen to and you think, oh yeah, this is art rap. So that was shown to me there over the summer, and it's basically the whole concept of the genre is that you can say anything you want, and it's just like rather than reflecting from your personal experience, you're just writing as an artist. It's almost like you're painting a picture. You could think of a story of anything whatsoever. You think this is a cool thing to put in a song, they'll just do it. So they play characters, they do this and they do that. Like it's just completely no boundaries, no rules, nothing, and it comes off. It sounds really cool, like, but it's kind of like they just called it art rap. And there's other rappers who are doing this. They don't call it art rap. It's just kind of like
You just end up mimicking something that's
but like if they're not saying like if they go make a song about some weird shit, if they don't do it in real life, they're not saying that they're doing this. But if a rapper is saying he's doing something and acts like he's doing something, then but he's not. That is unauthentic.
Yeah.
But if you off the mic, behind camera, be like, no, this is all bullshit. I'm just making art. I think that's acceptable. You're just an artist as opposed to like.
Of course.
There's
Smokey, I just want to hear what Smokey has to say about the same
Well,
question.
I think when we talk about hip hop, although we are moving very quick in like different directions, like everybody's kind of fusing different genres and stuff like that. Like I think we have to remember that back when this stuff started, it wasn't aiming at record labels. It wasn't anything about that. It was about being from your area and what you were about. And that's where authenticity really played into it. It was, I'm from the Bronx or I'm from Brooklyn and this is what we do here. Now, the thing about that is that just got bigger and bigger, and now we have the likes of globalization. So people from their blocks in Germany and all that sort of thing, they started doing the same thing. But then, of course, richer people are going to pick up on that. They're going to like the style. It's the same with blues, jazz, everything. It always happens.
this is making money.
A part of community or anything like that. A rose that grows from concrete, pretty much just a fantastic musical genre, is blown out of proportion, and then suddenly some rich white man just takes it, and then it's just remorphed.
Happens
and
with
then
every genre of
that's,
rap music
yeah, that's
eventually,
what I mean.
yeah.
Rap music in particular, though, you know what I mean? And then that's where the authenticity gets shifted, and you do have
most mumble rap for me is a load of shit.
Yeah.
Like
It seems a bit easy, doesn't it?
it's just like.
It's about the production as well. It's the beat. Like,
You'd be surprised. I've tried
Say
making
anything.
mumble rap just to prove to people
But,
how
like,
easy
there-
it is, and you
that's
actually
coming
think
back-
you have to make yourself thicker. But anyway, continue.
Coming back to authenticity though, like
This
I'm
is
not-
brain
not-
juice, man.
saying any proper stats here, but I'd say 80% of the shit that they're saying is just not true, but yeah, it's still successful. Like, whereas if you're taking a more like boom bap approach or whatever, like if you're talking shit and what you're saying, you're just gonna be considered a fool. Whereas if you do the mumble rap, you can basically say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's
Well,
like
if it sounds good, it does sound good. Authenticity is important. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of tunes, especially in the mumble rap genre, that are just really, really well put together.
Yeah.
It's just catchy, like.
Like what's that one? Mask Off by Future.
Yeah. So what
I'll give
I
it
think
that.
about this, and more sort of focused on where we are now, is that like I really think that we as the Rogue Poets are really authentic to us, because we're not going on about baiting people. We're not going on about selling
Not yet,
yokes and
anyway.
crack and all that shit, like.
because we're not about that.
Because we're not about that, and like I
Not as
think
people,
what's
not as
really
artists.
important to me and the lads is spreading a positive message and trying to, more than that, but affect positive change in the world.
right.
And
Bit of
we
crack,
try to be,
you know, bit of
yeah,
crack
bit of
later.
crack. But we try to be entertainment, but at the same time, like we're actively trying not to send a bad message. And like I know that sounds a little lame, like not try and send a bad message, but like that's what's authentic to me, is like actually trying to make things in the world better. We're not necessarily in a position where we can go out there and fucking set up a youth center or something, you know, but like we're trying to put that vibe in our music. And I think that what you asked is a good question, because there's a lot of inauthenticity in the modern rap. If you want to refer to like rap as a genre, especially even on the top echelons, right? You've got like Lil Pump and all this shit, like, and he's fucking 16 years old, man. Like, he goes on like he's fucking 36 and experienced all this and that, and like, these people are not living the lives that they're talking about. And a lot of that, I'm not gonna name anyone, but a lot of these Irish rappers that are around at the moment are not living what they're rapping about. They're rapping about what's cool for people in America. They're rapping about what the trappers are rapping about in like Atlanta and shit, and like, it's not the fucking same here. That's what I think is.
That's another thing, like, about authenticity. Like, for example, you were saying about grime and how long it came to come about.
It was literally like 2013.
But like, grime is now its own thing.
Yeah.
It's like Irish hip hop doesn't really have its own thing right now.
It needs to establish that.
So
it doesn't have a common sound.
Something like this, something along the lines of what we're trying to do, is what will hopefully get us to that level.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, at the least, like, you're pushing the hip hop scene in Ireland.
I hope so. And we're looking for MCs.
Sorry, boys, I'm about to piss myself on.
Man, do it.
We're looking for MCs, so if you got bars, fucking hit us up.
Guys, overall, it's good that while talking about authenticity, you don't begrudge other people in their art form, which is very important. But it's good to know that you're coming from that neutral stance. You're going to be authentic, and if someone else doesn't want to be and they still make music that sounds good, that's cool. Like,
to a certain degree.
Well, look,
like,
man,
I
think too many people spend too much time begrudging someone else, and think about how much you can sit with your mate or something, right, and they go, man, this rapper so shit, you have to see this.
You're just wasting time.
You're wasting time, but I tell you what, that fella's getting a view regardless. So why the
publicity.
Why the fuck am I going to try and fuel that?
Well, I
the
think
fact of the
that
matter is, I don't need to concentrate on that in the first place. All I need to do is concentrate on my own shit, and we need to concentrate on our own shit. You know?
I think one thing that's
time.
important, if I can say one last thing, sorry. One thing that's important is, as an artist, you really have to think about like the effect that you have on people. Run DMC said this amazing thing in an interview that I saw, and he said, like, it was Jordans they wore, wasn't it? Jordans, yeah. He said, I rapped about Jordans in like 1984. People are still wearing those
Adidas
things.
Superstars.
Yeah, Adidas.
Yeah, shell toes.
They rapped about that shit in like 1984, and he was like, we made a decision not to rap about smoking weed or doing drugs, even though we were doing it. He was like, if I was rapping about those shoes in 1984 and people are still wearing them in 2018, imagine the impact that I could have had on the world if I was rapping about taking crack
change.
and
Let's not forget, Adi Dassler was a member of the Third Reich.
Yeah, but
okay, let's leave that out for a minute.
I think you have a responsibility as an artist at a certain stage, maybe not in your beginning stage, but after you reach a certain amount of popularity, to not be
The bad role model.
and I know it's kind of a shit thing to impose on yourself as an artist, to be a good role model. I'm not saying I'm a good role model. Don't do what I did, but I think you should be like consciously trying not to send little kids, if that's who's listening to your music, down a bad route.
Do you know what? It's even
that's all I have to say
it's
about
even like I'm noticing, like, even talking to my little cousin, he's telling me like he's only in Fortune about 2 months, man. They're like kids his age now doing ketamine. I hadn't heard
Fucking
it.
ridiculous.
Man, listen. I hadn't heard of ketamine until I was in first year of college, right?
Same.
6 years in school. Now, funnily enough, and I read an article about this, and this one I'm bringing it up, and I'm not firing shots at all. Versatile. You know, I read this article and they were saying we shouldn't be listening to Versatile because apparently the racist.
I saw that, and
it was
in a certain light it's true, but
Yeah, that's
very,
it.
very PC as well.
Yeah, no, that is it also, but I think that also brings it back to the trend of what's cool and what isn't.
Right.
But we don't like, because we've obviously chatted about this before. Like,
Yeah.
we don't think that Versatile are out there like trying like.
They're not trying to do it.
No,
but-
I fucking love their stuff. They're doing some of the greatest stuff to come out of this country musically.
They did start off
years.
as a comedy.
Yeah,
act.
but
Yeah,
you
and
could
that's
say
it,
the same
and
thing
it's a
about
joke.
Rubber Bandits, Bag of Glue. Let's get
Yeah.
wrecked on Bag of
Yeah,
Glue.
but
that's-
two of the most conscious and clever guys in the island.
Yeah.
And
they're
that
saying,
kind
"Let's
of-
It's
get
all
wrecked on
playing
Bag."
on the Irish.
But that
fucking
ties into
kinda-
my point, man. Right?
You know, you
like,
can say what you want and get away with it.
like, we all fucking know. Everybody loves Versatile. They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But the people who are listening to them over and over and over and over are young, man. You can't get a bus anywhere out here in Versatile.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not firing shots at them by any means.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm saying when it's like, at what stage do you kind of
Yeah.
drop? Because I know for a fact neither of them do drugs. They've said it in interviews.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've said it all over the place. Your man Alex Sheehan's been clean like 10 months. Like no, nothing. Right, so fair play to him if you if you're watching. But like you can't deny. You can't fucking deny that there's fucking 9 and 10 year olds out there listening.
That's
to that.
true, yeah.
You would
Yeah.
never ever have heard
Yeah.
of it.
That's the
otherwise.
point. Of
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, it's on the parents. It's on the parents.
Absolutely,
not
yeah.
It
the
is.
parents,
It's like I suppose it's one of those things. As you get older, you start to realize the reasons why
It's
parents
not
are
on the
cautious.
parents.
about
Censorship
it.
is
Man,
bullshit.
Absolutely.
So
That's
what-
bullshit.
guys-
Censorship is bullshit.
guys-
The child should know better.
What parents
Should
should
know
the
better.
shit
Hey,
that's
hey
going on
guys,
to
hey
your
guys,
bad
you
addiction.
can't.
Did you
Yeah,
just
right.
say? Did you just say censorship was bullshit?
Yeah.
The child should know better.
Yeah, you should be smart enough
Hey,
not
Maury,
to go and
Maury.
do
I'm
it.
glad I'm not your son anyway.
Guys, well, surely you're old enough to be his dad. Anyway.
But that's what the church
Guys, listen. It's been very rowdy. We've loved your insights into Irish hip hop culture, everything like
On
that,
parenting.
and parenting.
Yeah.
So before we conclude
Big ups
and
my
get
bird.
into their performance, we want to
Shout
give
outs
you
to
guys
Mr. Cormac sitting there in the corner.
what up. We want to give you
That's
guys
our
a
manager.
couple of gifts. If
Oh,
you're
yeah?
willing to
All receive.
It's like Nardwar.
bless up. Yeah, exactly. Except they're not very detailed.
Keith Grove, yeah.
Wait,
Man, I wasn't expecting this.
That's Mario Rosenstock, isn't it?
Bertie's,
Yeah,
Bertie's Nightmare, the World
Yes.
Toilet Summit,
How many news flashes are on
And
there?
Eddie Hobbs in Neverland.
lads, you're gonna have to fight over this.
Yeah,
so
'cause that-
a bit of a gushy then.
You can get fucked.
Jeez, don't break the Mac.
In between Michael Jackson and a priest.
But yeah, guys, it's been real. We're coming up to the festive period soon, and we really hope that Karpaki do get onto us at some point.
I need that track.
Man,
Waiting for the
we are
sponsorship.
gonna hook you guys up with the Karpak suit.
So,
Versace, Karpaki, Smokasha, Chanani,
Like-
I mean, it's all there.
so peace out, guys, and there could be an 808s music video coming pretty soon. So keep your eyes peeled.
Line on. Line on.
Here to the grandpa now, names.
See you. Bye bye.